obviously you've been working in research for quite some time now. What is it that still motivates you to take part in doing research?
Yeah, I think it's sort of the more I've done this job, actually, the more I understand the importance of it. Because without research, we don't get to find out what's working and what's not working, as importantly, actually. So without research, we just kind of go along doing the same thing that we've always done. And quite often you used to hear, less so now, but you would hear nurses or anybody saying, well, we're doing it this way because that's how we've always done it. And it's quite an important thing, really, for us all to challenge that. And research helps us to do that. And it helps us to do it in a way that's less emotional and a bit more objective, really. So you look at what you observe what's happening. So you look around you and you think, what's happening there? Could we do it better? And then you go and gather some evidence about that. So you look at, so that's what this data is telling us about that particular situation. If we added this in, I wonder what would happen. And it's interesting. It's exciting to be involved in research. I think it's especially at the moment with, we're trying to come out of a pandemic. The NHS is very stretched. Clinicians are very, very busy. Clinical services are very, very busy, and it's very hard to get, or very easy to get, disillusioned and overwhelmed by all of that. And I think research can be quite empowering. It can bring back some of your motivation, some of your enthusiasm for understanding what, at the end of the day, what we're trying to do is help a person feel better, in a very sort of basic way. You want whatever you do to your patient, your service user, you want that person to go away just feeling a little bit better. Curing people would be fantastic, but and research helps us provide some more information to a situation, and understand it a bit better. So yeah, I think particularly at the moment, its importance is even greater, and it's the excitement, really, of being able to potentially change things, that keeps me coming into work every day.
That's great, Louise. And I guess the other thing I just wanted to sort of just touch on again, but in a slightly different way, running your NREG and being in touch with people who are on the ground, frontline services. Can you explain the importance of that and, feeding into research?
Yeah, I think it's the so I first became a research nurse about 10 years ago, 11 years ago, possibly now. And to sort of compare things then to now, is, there's been vast improvements. But this concept of, so we use the concept quite a lot, about embedding research in clinical practice, which can mean anything almost, or different things to different people, but in a very broad way, it's about that research isn't a separate thing. It's not something you do in an office or in a laboratory. I mean, there is that aspect to it, but research is about understanding what's happening clinically and then testing that and seeing how you can improve it. So the NREG, for me, the Nursing Research and Evaluation Group, is about embedding research in clinical practice, because you've got clinical nurses coming along, meeting with research nurses, and joining together and trying to work out how you run a project. Or I saw this research paper and it found this. What did you think of that? Did you think it was valid? Did you think they had enough patients in their study? All of those kind of questions. So I guess it's a great example of the very broad concept of embedding research in clinical practice. You've got clinicians involved in a group that's about research and evaluation. So it's because there's no point in research being separate. It has to be within, not running alongside. It has to be within your clinical services for it to make a difference.